Well, the stream is on, and here we go. Another episode of. I don't know if we have a name for it yet. You know what, though? I do have a list of 53 names that they didn't let me use at the other radio station.
We'll just pick a different one every time we do this.
This is Jared. That's Holly, and we were just coming off of a radio gig where we were doing a morning show for an FM station that played the.
Was it the worst,
or
was it close to the worst?
What, the music?
Yeah.
It was a little bit, I don't want to talk too much crap. For me, it was more just confusing. There was no consistency to it.
Yeah, I would say that's about right. Yeah.
You ever feel like you're set up to fail? Like, that someone's giving you something or expects you to do something, but they know it won't work, but you know it won't work, and you've got that gut feeling that it's not going to work, but you do it anyway because it's what you do?
That doesn't really happen. Well, I guess that maybe happens to me, but I never see it that way. So, you want to talk about it? Do you want to talk about it? Let it out.
Yeah. Let me reconfigure my controller real quick. We're playing Burgertime to begin with. We'll switch out. We got a couple of things going on today that we're going to do. We're going to play Burgertime. Holly's got some of her top 5 topics we're going to talk about today. And we've got some TikTok reaction videos that we're going to do.
Can't wait.
Yeah, and, you know what we're going to do at the end is play some Wheel of Fortune, which should be fun.
It's going to be super fun.
So talk while I'm doing this, because I can't concentrate.
Okay.
Well, go ahead. You can talk. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So, should I set up what kind of happens?
I mean, sure.
All right. So this was on Friday. We were doing our show, and we did our show, and then there was a surprise meeting afterwards. Well, kind of a surprise. It was like, here's an email. We're gonna have a meeting, and it's like, oh no.
Yeah. So what happened is I got an email as soon as I came in that morning. It was very terse, the email, and it said the owner wants to talk to you about your show at 10. That's when the show ended. And so, I tell you, when I first got that email, I got a sinking feeling in my gut. And I'll tell you why. Because this place that we were working, there was very little in the way of, oversight. Nobody told you what they expected from you. Nobody told you what you were doing good or what you were doing bad.
Yeah, they just kind of left you alone. They just kind of let you do your thing.
And which is fine. I mean, that's a good way to do it, especially if you know what you're doing. And I've been doing radio for 20 years, so I do know what I'm doing.
Exactly. It wasn't new to you.
Right. No, not at all. And so... I had a bad feeling about it, but we did the show anyway. Actually, I mentioned this last time we streamed. I had that fight or flight reaction. I thought to myself while we were out in the parking lot, I'm like, should we just leave? We should just leave. We should leave. But we didn't. We stayed and we did this show. It wasn't good or bad. It was just a show.
Yeah, because that's what we always did. We always did our job, like always, no matter what.
Yeah, honestly, I never missed a day.
No.
And I never took a vacation day, 5.5 years. And I know you're thinking that's really stupid of me, and maybe, but I wasn't salaried, so that's the other thing. I was making very little money, to be honest with you. And when I first started there, I was just doing weekends, which, I got to be honest with you, I mean, it was kind of a step down. And I only took it because I was coming out of a bad experience working at a restaurant, and I'd known the owner for 20 years.
Right.
And, I thought we were cool. And
yeah, so, it was like radio, and then we went to a whole different industry.
Yeah,
and then it kind of went back to radio. It was like we took some time off, and then we're like, you were like, okay, well, maybe we'll dip our toes in this again and see kind of what happens.
Okay. Yeah, but not really. That's not really what happened. I didn't ever do that. That's not what I did at all.
That's totally how it is in my head.
That I said, let's dip our toes in it and see what happens. That's what you think. That's what you think happened. What happened was we left the restaurant job in a fabulous way, and by that I mean it was insane. And we happened to get a text message from the owner of the radio station saying, "Hey, are you not doing radio anymore?" And we were like, well, it's funny you ask, because right now I'm out of a job. And so,
Right.
And so he said, well, come on by, I'll put you in the classic rock station for a couple of days a week and blah, blah, blah. And, I mean, it's fine for what it is. It was weekend, and I'm used to doing like afternoon drive or whatever, and so just doing weekends was a little lame. And also, they treated me like I didn't know what I was doing because I came from talk radio, not music. They're like, oh, even though I've been a musician my entire life.
Right. Like it's that big of a difference.
Yeah, and so what ended up happening was that after about 3.5 years of doing that, and I was kind of like utility. I was doing weekends, and I was doing fill-in, and I was doing some extra board hopping crap and some remotes and stuff like that.
Right, exactly.
And let me tell you, I never asked for anything. Never asked for any more hours. I never asked for more money. I went in on the weekends, I did my thing, and I was available for when they needed me for other things for the most part. The only time that I ever said no to something was because I was going to my friend's wedding in Boston. And so I couldn't be there the one weekend. That was years and years ago. My point is, that was years ago, and that's the only thing I can think of that I ever said no to.
Right, exactly.
And so, about 3 years later, right before COVID, I got a call from the boss saying, we want you to do afternoon drive on our new station. And I said, okay. He said, well, send me some clips, and, and then we'll talk. And so I did, and I said, I don't really know what you want. Let me know exactly what you want me to do, because I can do whatever.
Right, exactly.
But instead, apparently he didn't like my clips that I sent him, because he didn't speak to me for 3 weeks.
No.
And then when I got back, there was a new guy doing afternoons. So I'm like, all right, well, that's how this guy operates, I guess. And I didn't want to do it anyway. I thought it was a lame gig, but whatever.
Right.
Then, about a year after that, he's like, our morning show, the guy in the morning show, they're such a-holes. They, you won't believe, they're talking crap about me on Facebook. They're coming, they're saying all this stuff about me. And so I had to fire them. I had to let them go. Husband and wife team. I know, I should have, I know. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, he's going to offer me the morning drive.
Right.
Instead, he says, I want you to board up for a syndicated show. Which, by the way, didn't need a board up, because it was, just taped.
It was, programmed in, exactly, right.
So I get up, it started at 5 a.m., I get 4 in the morning every day to come do this. Keep in mind, I'm not an employee, I'm an independent contractor, for part-time, for making, $15 an hour. I did it for a year. The show tanked the ratings. We had no ratings at all. The ratings were so bad, the one book, we weren't even rated. And so now he's like, okay, well, we want you to do the morning drive now. And I'm like, okay, so you want me to take over the morning drive on a station that has no ratings, no listeners, no concept for the music, what you want, and you expect me to bring it back to life? He's like, well, yeah, but, people know you here. They do, in fact. However, the station was in a different area. It was not in the area that I was in.
So that's much different. It's
it was in Ocean City, and my entire career I broadcasted for Sussex and Kent counties in Delaware. So Ocean City, Maryland was not. No one knows me in Ocean City, Maryland. So I was leery, but here's the thing: he didn't say, "Can you do it?" He just said, "I'm going to do it." So I had no.
You basically had no say. It was like, you're doing this.
And, yeah. And then, I knew things were going to be kind of questionable, because right before I started, they asked me about, okay, put some stuff together for the show, put some liners together, come up with a title for it, all this stuff. I put all this work into it.
Right.
They rejected every single thing. I'm like, okay. I said, this is how it's going to be. And so, right before we started the show, they had a big meeting about what the show's going to be like. First thing they said, no religion, no politics, no sports. I said, that's fine. I don't want to do that stuff anyway.
Right. Yeah.
And they said, you got 2 breaks, one at 20 after and one at 50 after. They're both 3 minutes long. The rest of the time, just play the music and play the best music we have. Make sure it's only upbeat, really upbeat, the best songs. You're in total control here. What they said. What the owner said. And so...
Guess what?
Well, I don't know how you're supposed to increase ratings doing 6 minutes an hour.
Yeah,
with Bryan Adams songs. I did my best, but, honestly, at the end of that, I was just pre-taping my segments. and just sitting around because I was bored. There was nothing for me to do for, if I'm just there for 6 minutes, an hour.
Right,
2-3 minute breaks, which is like enough to give the weather, And so, anyway, I did, though, take it to heart, especially on Friday, because he said, especially Friday, I want all dance music on Friday, and they named the bands he wanted to hear. So I did that, to which then I got called into another meeting for Don't Touch the Music. I said, oh, well, Kevin just told me to play the best stuff. And, they said, well, the music director thinks he is playing the best stuff. I'm like, well, look, I don't, and this is true, I said, I don't care either way. I said, it's not like, this is an exact quote, I said, it's not like I'm in here and I'm like, I gotta listen to the Spice Girls. I said, I don't care either way, I'm just doing what somebody told me. Now you're telling me something different, tell me what the right thing to do is. Well, don't touch, all right, don't touch the music, okay. Then every time I talked to the owner after that, he would say, music's great, isn't it? Music's great, isn't it? And no, it wasn't. It was not great. Look, it wasn't.
I did that.
There was some, look, it's not that it was terrible, and I don't think it was terrible. I think it was a little schizophrenic, and I think the reason for that is because the owner wouldn't give the music director a proper direction. He changes his mind a lot.
Yeah.
So, then about 3 months in, they go, okay, so we just wanted to get the show set up like it is, but we want to do a 2-person show. All the shows are two people shows in the morning.
Right.
Okay. I said, okay. They said, do you know anybody? I said, no. I don't know anybody. But that day, oddly enough, a former colleague of mine messaged me saying that she had just lost her radio job at a rock station. And I said, well, that's weird because they just asked me to find a partner. We're already friends. Do you want to come do it?
Right.
And I got the meeting set up. She came in, she interviewed, and she got hired with another morning show.
Because at that time, one of the other stations was out of a second person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, the biggest explanation I got was, oh, sorry, from the owner. Sorry, I stole your co-host. And so it's another 3 months where I'm getting like the side eye because I don't know anybody else that could come do it.
Right, exactly.
I offered it to a couple of friends of mine, say, hey, if you're available, but no one was available, and they didn't do radio anyway. And then the program director is a different guy because there's 3 bosses here, none of which did anything. The program director says, hey, why don't you put Holly on? That's my wife. She's right here because she's been in radio for as long as I have.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I said, that's fine if you want to do that, but this is your decision, not mine.
Right.
I said, I don't want you to think this is me doing this. And he's like, yeah, no, it'll be great. So he put Holly on.
Yeah.
And it was about 6 months.
Yeah, I only did it for about 6 months.
Yeah, and then things started getting weird at the end of the year because they took our van. We had a station van. They took the van and they gave it to another radio station and took the all the decals off of it that said our station on it.
Yeah, and you put another station's decals on it.
Which is weird because it had just been rewrapped because it previously said a different frequency.
Right.
So they paid for it to get rewrapped, and then they unwrapped it and rewrapped it for another station. And anyway, the same station that they stole my co-host for, by the way.
I guess these are all kind of red flags.
Yeah, they kind of, yeah. Maybe so. And so, meantime, I am still doing weekends on the Classic Rock Station.
Right, exactly.
And not just weekends, I'm doing their fill-in, and I'm also doing remotes. I'm doing their remotes.
Right.
And so, I'm working for them. Basically, the reason why I was on the Classic Rock Station was so that they would have somebody to do the extra stuff, even though I was working a full-time radio show in the morning, just so I could also, be expected to do that stuff, even though nobody else in the entire company worked for 2 stations.
Oh, that's a really good point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't even
Yep.
That never clicks. Yeah.
And so, anyway, we're doing okay. The mornings, the show was actually excellent, and I was very proud of it. Which is...
Yeah, me too.
I wasn't proud when I was doing the 3-minute thing. But when Holly came on board, they told us, you're only doing 3 minutes. Who told you that? Forgetting that they told me that. And so...
Right. So now the rules changed again.
So we changed it. We did what they said. We said, do 3 breaks.
Yeah.
They can be whatever. They're at this time, and this time. About 2 months in, we got a complaint from the owner again that, no, your breaks are too long at the one break. You need to shorten your break. So we're like, all right, whatever. Just whatever. Meanwhile, we're trying to do these contests and give things away, and we're getting people on text messages
Yeah.
and Facebook, but we're not getting anything on the phone. It's driving me crazy because I know that the way that I was doing it is tried and true. Which a radio consultant taught me how to do it to get calls. And we were getting nothing. I mean, it was to the point where I was like, are these phones even working? You know what happened, though, with the phones? Just side note.
Sometimes the phone worked and sometimes it didn't. Yeah. It was weird.
Well, side note, you had to go through a complicated voice response unit to even get to us.
True.
Which if someone's calling for a joke on the radio, they don't want to deal with all that. And we wouldn't know if it rang. It wouldn't ring through to us.
Right.
We have no idea if anybody tried to call and hung up.
Right.
Anyway, so, whatever. We gave away $1,000 to try to get people to listen. Nobody even wanted to do that. Nobody even really tried to win $1,000. Like legit $1,000. Nobody wanted it.
It's incredible, really. I mean, just crazy.
And so, boy, oh boy, what a nightmare, huh? So,
yeah.
So, we're still doing the thing. We're doing remotes. We're doing the show. We're trying the best we can. But listen, nothing on the station is performing. None of the other people. He had this concept. His concept was, let's hire a bunch of people from out of town. We'll pay them to voice track. That means pre-record their little segments.
Yeah.
And they'll say they're here. And no one will know. And we'll pay them better than you're getting paid.
Exactly.
To which they did, and nobody reacted because we had access to the text messages and nobody texted them ever.
Exactly.
And their breaks were insane. They were like 10-second breaks.
They were 10 seconds. It was like, hey, here's the weather, and okay, more songs coming up, and that was it.
Yeah, could you imagine getting paid like $100 a show or whatever to do that?
Oh my gosh, no.
So anyway, that's that, and then flash forward to the meeting we're supposed to have, and they're like, "Oh well, we're selling the station. You're done." But they said to me, which is fine. Radio does that,
Yeah.
But they said to me, we still want you to on the classic rock station. We want you to do 2 days, 8 hours. I'm like, ugh. I said, well, I'll have to let you know because, money-wise, I don't know. I'll have to let you know.
Right.
That was on Friday. Was out of town all day on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And was at the Cure concert. They didn't run my show on Saturday.
Which is weird.
Because I had it pre-taped and ready to go. They didn't run it. And so on Sunday afternoon, I was feeling a little better. I took some medicine. And I was feeling a little bit better. And I messaged them and I said, hey, I was thinking about the weekend like we talked about. I said, I thought about it. And, can we do just 1 day instead of 2 so I can work on the other days at a different job because I need the money? And they didn't write back at all. I got a message from the sales manager today asking why I blocked her on Facebook. Did she do anything wrong? And then we got an email today from the PD of the classic rock station, saying we were under the impression that you didn't want the job, so you're no longer with the company. Which is the oddest damn thing, because all I literally said to them was, I'll have to think about it. But I guess I didn't think about it fast enough. I gave it a day. I gave it a day of thought before I said yes. And so I'm like, So, the weirdest thing about the email, too, is he goes, oh, we were under the impression that you didn't want the job. Is that how you run a business, by impressions? You'd think if they really wanted me to be there, they would call, or they would question, they would send a message or nothing instead of just ignore me for 2 days. Now,
exactly.
They're acting like I flipped out when I left, or I caused some kind of scene. I didn't say anything in the meeting besides I'll talk. I said we'll have to just talk about it, about the weekend thing.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
That's all I said until I left. Because what happened next was Holly was also working in the office as helping the office manager.
Right.
Well, they
exactly.
said in addition to the show, they don't need her for that anymore either, and that pissed me off, upset me. But I didn't get mad. I said, okay, guys, I'm going to leave now, before I get mad. Because that made me mad. And I've known in the past, because of how I've acted at other jobs, that I will flip out, I mean, I won't kill anybody, but I'll flip out. And so I didn't, so I left. And I let it simmer down until I felt, okay enough to just to reapproach it. And they're like, no, you're done. You're not with the station anymore because you didn't accept the offer right away. Which, now we're with the question, was it a real offer?
Was it even a real offer? And I gotta say, like, the fact that they didn't even run your show the next day,
Yeah.
I mean, just shows that no, I mean, it was not a real offer.
Oh, no,
like, it can't be.
According to the email, they had their mind up after I left the meeting because they said we were under the impression that you weren't going to accept it, even though I said to them that I have to think about it.
I mean, if the impression is maybe, then I mean, come on.
All right, so you might be thinking though, why did I accept it then? Why did I say I'd do it?
Right.
Because I'm not ever sure about my motivation for doing things, and I always want to try to be the bigger person, and so I want to make sure that that I'm not acting crazy or irrational. And so I thought best thing to do would be to, instead of worrying and waiting for them to message me or whatever, I'll just be the bigger man and say, all right, whatever happened happened. I didn't even say that. When I emailed the dude, I was just like, yeah, let's do it. I'm good. And because I've learned from other radio stations, what I really didn't want to be was the bad guy. Because I have been the bad guy in the past. And I tried really hard at this job not to be the bad guy. I tried to do everything.
Always, the whole entire time you were there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And so I didn't gossip about people. I didn't talk behind their backs. I didn't engage in any kind of nefarious things. I didn't steal anything. I didn't use their resources. I was every minute I was on the clock, I worked. I really
exactly.
I did, and I was nice to everybody. Never mean to anybody. Never got into it. Never had a complaint about me from any listeners. Never had a complaint about anybody in the office. It was fine.
Exactly.
And
that's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, and so there's something, we assume that we did something, or I did something that upset them, or that Saturday thing was, my only guess is the Saturday thing must not have been a real offer, and they were just saying that to save face so I couldn't be like, oh, they fired me.
I mean, it's gotta be. I mean, why, here's the thing that gets me. It's like, why come up with excuses and not just be like, okay, you know what? We're going to let both of you go. Like, the fact is they never could come out and say it.
No, they did tell her budget cuts, though, which is funny because the only people that were cut were us.
Were us, exactly, yes.
Now I feel like a little bit so there was this episode of Seinfeld. I actually have it queued up. Let me pause this game. Where this is exactly how I feel right now. George Costanza had quit his job angrily, right?
Uh-huh.
And then here's what happened. See, hopefully it won't. So he quit his job. Jerry Seinfeld says, "Why don't you just go back?"
Never happened. I was blowing off a little steam. So what? So what? You're entitled. I'm emotional. That's right. You're emotional.
I'm gonna post this on my Facebook.
Yeah.
So George goes back.
What are you doing here? What? I work here. I thought you quit.
Right?
How was your weekend? Excellent weekend. What about your weekend? Fine weekend. Good weekend. Went up to the Cape. Kid sailing. Lisa was a little scared at first. That kid's gonna be a good sailor someday. Oh, she'll be a fine sailor.
I don't know if you guys can hear this on the stream or not, but we're enjoying just taking a break.
Yeah,
for a second.
yeah.
I bet you did.
No. And keep that guy.
He's the owner, of course.
Oh, okay.
This is exactly what happened to me. Now, he did flip out, though. I did not flip out.
No, you did not flip out. But yes, no, that's exactly what happens, basically.
I'm going to post this on what, Twitter or Facebook?
Both. I would put them up both.
You don't know my sense of humor. Dan, don't I joke around all the time? You can't win.
All right, I'm going to turn off the Seinfeld for a second, and then I'm just going to post this to my thing. Anyway, that's the story. I'm glad
Yeah.
we got it out. I was
Yeah.
shaking mad. I wasn't mad. I was like,
Yeah, I mean, like, I think the thing was, is it was just in shock. Because it's like, what do you mean? Like, I'm no longer with the company. Like, I didn't quit. I didn't get fired.
yeah,
Like, so what exactly...
you're a little hog back there. Good.
So what exactly is going on? Like, it just... I'm still, like, I don't know how to take it. Like,
I mean, the way I think about it is like, oh heck, that like what I said before about like if it's really like a misunderstanding that they. Hold on, Twitch or TikTok. I said no, stop. I said, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought.
I don't know. I got sidetracked.
Oh, if it was really a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hilarious. It's a hilarious misunderstanding. But now, I mean, I wouldn't, even if they were like, oh, yeah, sorry, we're dumb, I couldn't, like, then do it. You know, what am I supposed to do?
I don't know, but
A
would
bunch
you
of
still
jerks.
not be the bigger person to
If I did-
accept it, though?
That'd
You
be
should
hilarious.
just be like, that's even funnier to just be like, okay, cool, I'll see you Saturday.
All right, okay. All right, if that happens, I'm doing that.
Because then it's like you really are like, you know, I really want this.
You know what I would do? You know what I would do? I would play the show they didn't play.
Yeah, there you go. Your first show's done already
Yeah.
because you already
What
have
a
one
dick.
saved.
Look, I'm sorry. The email the guy sent me, like, it was really, like, dickish. Like I did something, like...
Like you did something wrong.
Yeah,
I know. It was the weirdest
so
thing
dickish.
ever.
It was so dickish. I mean, like, did they expect me not to be upset that they're canceling our show and firing my wife, and I'm supposed to be like, just okay?
Right. Be like, oh yeah, but I'll still do weekends. It's fine. I'll still work for you, even though you're like totally screwing over everything.
And I was really just worried about the money. That's all it was. First of all, they didn't pay us anything. I mean, really, honest to God, I got paid like $60 per show, which is like nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, for the amount of work that I did for that, it's ridiculous.
Right.
Honestly, she did DoorDash this weekend for the first time and made more or as much as she would have made at the radio station.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
you know, I just don't. I just don't know.
It's absolutely, you know, it's just absurd. It's absurd.
Do you think he had to be a dick about it because, like, he was embarrassed?
No, you don't. Just because you're embarrassed doesn't give you a right to be a jerk. You know, you don't get a right to be a jerk ever.
Like, I did something wrong.
You don't get a pass. I'm sorry.
I have learned in the past about what not to do because I've done some dumb like stuff. I have certainly gone to Facebook and complained about other jobs, and I've certainly made a big deal out of it. But for what I didn't do it this time because I'm like I'm gonna be a bigger person this time because I regret that stuff. Because like
Yeah.
you want to know why I don't want to be the bad guy. I didn't do anything wrong. I don't want to be the bad guy.
Right.
I mean, I didn't. I guess another thought of mine is maybe because I didn't like react in the meeting that upset them. What was I supposed to do? Cry about it? Cry over my part-time job? You know? I don't know what they want me to do.
No, you can't
No,
you can't take this away from me.
Right. No, guys, we'll do better. We promise. You know what I mean?
Right.
Instead, I'm like, okay.
Just give us another chance.
Which too, it's insane because like if they weren't happy with the show, or me as a person or as an employee or whatever, they never said anything.
And they never said anything to me either.
It's-
And they never gave me the impression that, like, that something was wrong, I guess I should say. I mean, yeah. Okay, so things did get weird at the end.
Yeah.
Like, there were weird things that happened at the end. But just people just kind of giving you, like, the cold shoulder and stuff like that. But,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, that could just happen, you know? Like, that doesn't mean that you're... Well, I guess it does mean you're not gonna be there anymore. I don't know.
And they're like, well, we gave you a year. And Holly's like, I've only been there for 6 months.
Exactly. Like, I tried to set the facts straight. I'm like, no, you're getting this completely wrong.
Like, they were acting like they were mad that ratings weren't better, but again, the ratings were terrible in the entire station. The only thing that got any ratings was the football.
Exactly.
The Washington football team. And so, like, you can't put that on me, the part-time, your part-time employee.
Right.
That's on the programmers, that's on the music director, that's on the promotions department, the sales team,
Well, that's just it. Like, there's only so much we can do. And, like, we created, I think, like, an excellent product. But if you can't, like, who has the time to create the product that's so good and then also be the one to market the product and then, go out and...
You don't have the time to because you don't get paid to do it. You get paid $14 an hour to do that job.
Right.
And then anything after, you
don't get paid for it, yeah.
Even at 10 o'clock, every day at 10 o'clock when it was time to leave, if I ever wanted to stay and do any extra work, I always got kicked out of the studio.
Oh, yeah, because we had to share the studio with
the
production. Yeah.
Anyway. So, listen, kids. I've had some bad experiences in radio. A lot of them are my fault. This one, I'm absolutely I'm stunned. The lack of professionalism is shocking because of the whole, we assumed you weren't, we assumed you were done with the company. What is...
Yeah, and
why? I didn't miss a day. I waited a day. What was I supposed to do?
And like I was so shocked. Like I literally told 2 or 3 other people what happened, and they all came to the same consensus that they were like, "This is absolutely unbelievable, and it's so unprofessional." Like, so I know it's not just us.
Right.
Like, it's not just me
and
you.
Everybody's freaking out. In fact,
Yeah.
your doctor said that I was crazy for saying I'd go back.
Oh, no, she totally was. Yeah, she was like, I can't believe he's doing this.
I'm just nice.
I know. But if they do offer it to you, now you gotta go back. Sorry.
That'd be so funny. Just act like nothing wrong. Act like nothing happened. Like George, I should just go in on Saturday and do the show.
I know, you should.
What? Oh, I quit? No. But I didn't quit. I didn't even say anything bad.
Oh, I know.
Unless they were so offended by me saying, okay, I'm going to leave now before I get upset. Now, what?
But that's just saying how you feel. And
is that a fireable offense?
For saying how you feel?
Saying that I know the way that I will react. I'm starting to get mad. I'm going to leave before I do because it won't be good for anybody. I didn't say all that, but it's true. My mental condition, I know exactly how things are going to go down, and I was getting frustrated, and I'm just like, because he's still trying to explain it, which is insane, because he's trying to take all the blame off of him about, it's all the other radio stations in the market, and it's all this and that. Mm-hmm. Like, dude, just admit it. You screwed the pooch on this one. It's not good.
Yeah,
I mean, just admit it.
Right, and he absolutely couldn't, and it broke him. Like, it just... Yeah.
What a douche. They're both douches, man. Both him and the other guy.
I totally agree. Like, it's...
What an ass. I mean,
it's just unbelievable. I've never, honestly, or seen somebody treated like this way. Like, honestly, by a company.
Did I mention I was there for 5.5 years?
5.5 years, and we knew the person for 20 years.
Never liked him though. He always mentions you wrote a nice letter about me to get my citizenship. Screw you, pal. If I did, trust me, it wasn't honest. I just you asked me to do it like always, and I'll just do it. Crazy.
Oh man.
It's almost like they were set up. I feel like they were expecting us to do something.
That's it felt like it was like a trap.
Yeah.
Like a trap. Like they were setting it for us. Yeah.
And we didn't bite.
No. And then they were like, oh, well, okay, you're done.
You getting sick of Burgertime yet?
I actually haven't been watching it. I've just been watching you.
I like Burgertime. I did a video about the best. It was an arcade game. And I did a video about the best, all the different versions of Burgertime that I could find, including some bootleg versions and stuff. This is a Nintendo one. The Atari 2600 one's pretty cool. All right, so what do you want to get into?
I could totally eat a burger.
I could eat my face. I'm so, like...
I know.
Here's
I
the
know.
problem, man. Like, I do have, like, mental health issues. And, like, this kind of stuff, like... Man, it's
It
not...
really messes with you. It does.
Well, you know,
No,
the
it really
worst,
does.
and the worst thing is, like I said, I never even wanted the damn gig. I didn't even ask for it. I was only doing what they asked me to do.
Right, and they were like, oh yeah, you're doing this. Yeah.
Is it hot today or what?
It's really hot today. The air conditioner is on though, so it feels pretty good. Oh, you wanted to know what we were going to get into. So, here we go. How about this? I'm going to ask you about this, okay?
Okay.
So, dress code at restaurants. I don't know if you saw this story.
No, I didn't.
Okay. So, this woman, she gets kicked out of a restaurant because supposedly her shorts were too short. Now,
Wait, she was an employee or a customer?
She was a customer.
What?
So she walks in with her friend, right?
Uh-oh.
She says everyone is wearing shorts because it happened in Texas. She said everyone was wearing shorts because Texas, it's hot.
Yeah.
And apparently they said, no, you can't come in here. You got to leave. And they said it was because she was inappropriately dressed.
Do you have a picture?
Oh, there's actually a video, which, I did not watch the video, but there is a video.
You remember when that happened to my dad?
Yes, I do. That happened on, that happened on a cruise.
Yeah,
it was, what, formal night or
Yeah,
something? And he
mad.
came and, he came in shorts, but
He had a nice shirt on, though.
he had a nice shirt on and it totally worked. Plus, you know, the table had the tablecloth on it, and once he sat down,
You couldn't
nobody would ever know.
Well, and the thing was, though, it was supposed to be the formal dinner on the cruise ship, so everyone was supposed to dress super nice.
Right.
But anyway, I told him to change his pants. He's like, nope.
He did. He's like, well, I'm not getting dinner tonight.
But then they were like, okay, well, whatever.
Are you ready? You want to see this?
Yeah, all right.
Okay, here we go.
You can see it right there, sir. It's right there. Sir, it is right there.
Oh, this guy's a jerk, too.
Are they short?
Yeah, no, I mean, they're shorts.
But are they too short?
No, they're fine. They're they're cut-off jeans is what they are. Okay, so in this situation... Well,
Okay.
I'm gonna
so your
say
thoughts.
what I'm gonna say is it seems a little bit racist to me.
Really?
Yes.
How so?
I don't know. Was she or you know, I don't know what kind of race. I don't know what race they were, but why else would they complain?
Okay, I'm watching the video now. Her shorts, they are a little short.
She's sitting down at the
But
counter. No one can
She's
see
sitting
it.
down at the counter, and you would never know. Exactly.
I mean,
No, they're not. They're not that bad.
they're gonna get. Are they gonna sue?
Um,
You can't refuse service if
the
you're.
restaurant posted an apology.
Oh, really?
But did not reach out to them directly. So they did post this on Instagram. You can find it on Instagram, and you can see how they were
They didn't reach out.
unfairly treated.
Gee, I know what that's like.
Right.
No, you got my take on it. They can have dress code, sure, but they can't apply it. They have to apply it evenly. They can't let the dude in the counter and the table have shorts on, and they get mad that the girl has shorts on, which is what it seems like.
Right, because they did show the video of another person sitting down wearing shorts.
And it's in Texas, and it's like 1,000,000 degrees. But even so, I don't know, man. There's some other reason. There's always another reason, man. There's always a bigger fish. There's always a bigger fish. That's what. Yeah. I wonder what our bigger fish is.
I don't know.
Hiring Steve Mons,
or somebody.
Susan Monday, Glassman.
No, maybe. Could be. Oh. Okay, so here's a comment. The back of the shorts were okay, but what about the front?
I mean, what about them?
Yeah, I know.
You're afraid to see. You're afraid to see some legs. I mean, what is it? 1926.
They said underwear showing crosses the line. I didn't see any underwear
That's
showing.
not underwear. That's her pockets.
Right.
This person never saw underwear before.
Everyone's saying discriminated.
I think so too.
Yeah. Somebody says what led up to this. I'm pretty sure it wasn't the shorts. So
What's that
they're
mean?
saying
You think she
something else. Something else happened.
That's her ex.
Oh, what if?
Yeah, I
what
know.
if?
No.
What?
That's a what if question. I cannot answer that.
You don't answer what if questions.
I can't. No, it's not that I don't. I legit can't answer that. I'm gonna go poke those people at the radio station in the eye. The one dude will never see it coming. He's blind, everybody.
Yeah, he's blind.
He's blind. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe he didn't see what I did, and he thought maybe he just he just figured I must have done something bad because
You can't see me.
It's
I know.
It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. I know.
Wow.
Totally.
Yeah.
So, do you think that there should be a dress? Okay, so let's say you're going to a fancy restaurant. Do you think if you don't totally dress up that they should kick you out?
Is it fancy? That doesn't look like a fancy restaurant.
No, I'm just saying, if you went to a fancy restaurant,
Well, some places, you know what some places will do?
kick you out?
No, they've
Not
got
let you in?
no. If they've got a jacket and a tie requirement, and you're not wearing one,
Yeah.
they have a loaner they'll give you.
Really?
A
I
real-
had no idea.
A real place would, yes. A real place would do that.
Wow.
Mhm.
That's incredible. I actually
Yeah.
really did not know that.
Yep. I think though, what is that place? Like a pizza place or something? It doesn't even look like a real restaurant.
Yeah, no, it totally doesn't. It just looks like a place you would see at a strip mall. Yeah.
So should there be a dress code? I guess. For real fancy places, I guess. I don't think it really matters anymore, and I'll tell you when I figured that out. It was back in must have been 2005. I was doing a radio show, and I was talking about I had gone to the Catholic Church, right?
Uh-huh.
A very bad experience there, by the way. But anyway, I went to the Catholic Church, and I said I was really surprised because I hadn't gone in years. I was really surprised because growing up, you dressed up for church.
Right.
And I said, it's crazy. The people here, they're wearing shorts and tank tops. I said, I just never expected that. And so the topic was do you dress up for church? People are so mad at me on the radio. They got so mad.
What?
How dare you talk about other people's religion, blah, 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 all this stuff.
No.
I'm like, well, you know what didn't help?
What?
Well, I may have said that it looked like a long neck beauty pageant.
Yeah. That's probably not the best thing to say.
I didn't, yeah, but I didn't explain what I meant by it.
I think it's pretty. I think you can pretty much figure it out. That's pretty clear right there.
I meant meth.
No.
I
Did
meant,
you? Did you though?
Yeah, no, I did. That's exactly what I meant.
Oh, see.
So what did you think I meant?
Those sort of people.
I probably did say meth mouth at one point though too.
No.
I probably did. No, here. No, there's a reason for it. The sheriff at the time was going to the media with this poster, this meth mouth, and it was just what people's teeth looked like after they did meth.
Oh my.
And so it was a current reference. It wasn't just.
See, yeah.
Yeah.
It's called being hip for the
It's not-
time.
I mean, that's not right. It's relevancy.
Oh, right.
And
Okay.
me making fun of what people were wearing at church was relevant.
Really though, that is true. I always wanted to wear jeans or whatever to church, but I wasn't allowed because I had to dress up and wear a dress.
Oh no, you can't
But
talk about
people-
religion. I hate them. I wish they would all just die. I really do. No, I do. I really do. I was really hoping for that tornado today to take the whole place out.
Did you know that? So I went to see my doctor today, and where I went to see my doctor, they had a crazy storm. Was it the storm here?
No, my
Okay.
knee is killing me. And hold on. What's her name? Siri? No, Alexa. Alexa, what's the temperature? Oh, you be like that. Alexa, is it gonna rain tonight? Hey Alexa, what's wrong with you? Alexa, is it going to rain tonight?
She's like, nope, I'm not talking to you.
Alexa, are you working?
As far as I can tell, I'm working.
Okay,
If
then.
you're experiencing trouble, please give feedback through the Alexa app.
Alexa, is it going to rain tonight? Well, I guess you're not working, are you? She was all smart
I
mouth to
know.
me.
She was like, I don't know. I'm kind of working.
Maybe I'm working.
What's it to you?
Loser. I'm switching to Pac Man.
Oh, it's time for Pac Man.
Sorry about that with the microphone. That was my bad. You know, as far as restaurants and dress codes go, I would say that, you know, you got to make sure that you've got anything where you, well, that's not, I'm going to say anything like a tank top, you show your armpits, but that's not true because a girl could wear that. A girl could wear a dress.
Exactly.
So, you know.
Right. I mean, so then kind of like, what's the difference? I think you got to pick your battles, and I think that you should be allowed to wear what you feel comfortable in.
There's something else going on because if you think about it, why would that dude, was he the owner? He looked like the owner. Why would he refuse a customer? Why would he do that? Why would he say, I don't want your money because your shorts are a little short? You know what you would do if you really were worried about it?
Have her put a napkin over her or something.
No, you would say next time, though. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah. Let her stay and do her thing, but
that guy hates women. I mean, I don't know him.
No, I think there is definitely something.
I don't know him, but I'm
there.
pretty sure he's a racist who hates women.
Oh, okay. Here, I got a good one for you. You ready for this one?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay. Let me set the scene. Family clears out their freezer, horrified by what's been in there for years.
Oh no. Well, I will have you know
Yeah.
that I always clean out the
freezer?
Yeah, even now it doesn't really work. I clean it cuz I'm
Because you don't want to be horrified. When
yeah.
yeah.
I don't
So you get the feeling then. You know what it's like to clean out the freezer and be horrified.
Right. So anyway, so what'd they find? Is this,
Oh, yeah. No, they found, like, just all kinds of gross, like, nasty stuff that had been in there for years. Like, all the way in the back of their freezer. And they were like, do not eat this. I'm going to see if there's a picture.
Okay.
So I can show it to you. So you can see how horrible the stuff was. Okay. They were left stunned after clearing out their freezer.
They didn't know it was in there? What's wrong with these people?
I know.
All right, just real quick, just so you know.
Yeah.
Switching over to Miss Pac Man on Atari 2600.
Sweet.
I mean, okay, so you want to talk about freezers while you're looking, I'll talk to you. So
Okay.
you will never throw food away, and you've always done this where you'll just put it in the freezer. It doesn't matter if it's covered. It could just be on a plate. It could be just from a takeout container. You always, even when we were dating, you never ate your leftovers. And I gotta tell you, that always bothered me. And I know I always complained about it. Because I'm like, all right, I can't really afford to take you out, but I'm taking you out to eat.
Yes.
And you're going to get something expensive like the steak or whatever.
And
then
definitely.
you don't eat it, which is okay. I don't care. I'm not anybody, who's trying to force you to eat. But then that you just let it go to waste. It always bothered me.
Okay, so.
Also why I've got a weight problem. But I changed because what ended up happening was I just started eating it. I'm like, she's not going to eat it. It's fair game.
It is fair game. Like, if the leftovers come home and it's been like 2 hours, then it's fair game. It's like anything after like 2 hours, then they're up on the table. Like, either I eat them or you eat them, and typically you make it there before I do, because I'll just let it go to waste. I'll be like, tomorrow morning, okay, it's a brand new day. I'm going to eat something completely different instead of this leftover steak.
Am I wrong? Like, why did Doug act pissed? We were under the impression you're no longer with the company. Like, what the heck, dude? Like,
I don't know, like, the impression, but, like, what kind of impression when I just said I'd think about it? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
like, what did that insult them so much that I was, wouldn't...
Right.
I don't know, man. That is so weird.
So, basically, they found a tinfoil brownie. Okay.
That's not
a
bad.
Brownie wrapped in tinfoil, but it was...
A drug brownie?
A brownie.
Sweet, that's still
if
good.
You know what I mean.
That's still good. Was it theirs?
They don't remember. They said it was a surprise. They posted it on TikTok.
How'd they know it was drugs, then? That don't make no sense. It would just look like a brownie. They wouldn't know.
It said it had a warning at the bottom that said, don't eat all at once.
That probably was just because highly caloric.
I know what it was. It wasn't mine, though. But it was funny to see my dad's reaction because he had forgotten, obviously, that he had received it several years ago from a lifelong friend.
Oh, sure. It was, yeah, right.
Okay, look. If you're going to have...
Her poor dad has dementia.
If you're going to have a special brownie and you're sneaking it from your parents, don't put it in the freezer on freezer cleaning out day.
Yeah, you're saying it wasn't that old.
Yeah, I'm saying that was their kids' brownie that they were hiding from their parents.
Mm-hmm. And you're like...
They put it in the freezer.
And they're like, uh-oh, that must be in there for a while. Maybe the people who owned the house before we lived here.
I don't know. It was... what do you mean? It wasn't mine. I don't know where that came from. Why is there a brownie in the freezer?
I mean, it's just
I
a
have
brownie.
no
It's
idea.
just a brownie.
It's just a brownie.
Yeah, but why would you assume it's weed? That's the weirdest thing. That he received from a friend years ago. You don't... Look, I'm going to tell you something.
lifelong friend.
Let me just tell you about drugs.
Tell me about drugs, please.
on Halloween.
Oh, is this going to be one of those, like, the gummies or whatever?
Yeah.
It's a warning. Check your kids' candy because there's going to be pot gummies.
Yeah. No, there's not.
You're not giving away
No one's
pot
giving that stuff away. And your brownies, if you have pot brownies in the freezer, you don't forget that you have them. You know you have them because, So maybe he knew, maybe they were the dad's, and he was like, oh yeah, a friend gave that to me a long time ago. A friend named John E. Blunt.
Yes.
A friend. The pot fairy. Give me a break.
Right. My special friend.
So, I mean, as far as stuff goes, as far as, like, leaving stuff in the freezer goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got, that's a pet peeve of mine. Because what'll happen is...
Sorry.
I say it's a pet peeve. I ultimately don't care, but I try not to do that too much because it gets ruined. And I get mad. I don't get mad. I say I get mad. I get mad as, like, I'm slightly disappointed. When,
You're like, I think what happens is, like, you get disappointed because you're like, oh, I would have eaten that.
That's exactly what it is.
You're like,
That's
if
exactly
I had known
right.
that was in there, I would have eaten that.
Totally right. Because, the problem is, when it's like that, you don't know if... Oh, come on. You don't know... this joystick's a lot harder to use. You don't know how long it's been in there, so there might be stuff... Like, I'll give you an example. We went to see The Cure on Saturday night.
Yeah.
I talked all about it on my last Voice Radio Network show that they decided not to run, by the way.
Oh. That's just...
I'm like, did they, like, think that I tried to break in the building? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, what the heck? They're just butthurt because I unfriended them on Facebook.
Oh, totally. Yeah. No. I mean, I don't know. It's like, we didn't, like, leave... Okay, here's the thing, too. Like, we never left the place dirty. Like, we had cleaner and paper towels, and we wiped down the studio, like, every time we left.
I would wipe down the console as we were on the air talking. You used to make fun of me about it.
He would clean the console while we were on the air talking.
Well, I love that whatever problem they think we were causing, it's still going to be happening without us being there.
I mean, if someone's... Never mind.
Yeah.
You knew where I was going to take it.
Well, no, but I'm still talking about the food.
Okay.
We were talking about having food.
Yeah.
On Saturday night, that was cool. I got the ghost at the last second. I used to be better at this. I think I used to play in the teddy bear level. There's like less ghosts with the teddy bear level.
Yeah.
This was a good game though. Like this is a real good Atari 2600 game. We had this growing up. We had Pac Man too. It's a little bit. Oh, I learned something crazy about Miss Pac Man.
What?
All right.
What, just now?
While playing it,
Yeah.
if you chomp that flashing thing, the ghost gets scared. No.
What?
No, I'll tell you in a second. Remind me to tell you, because I still want to go back to the
Okay,
Saturday
you
night.
want to go back to Saturday night. You're going to get this out.
Yeah. So anyway, when we get in the car, I say to you, I'm starving. We were 3 hours from home.
Oh, yeah.
I said, I'm starving. You go, well, I got a cheesesteak at home. And I'm like, well, that's nice. I don't have anything. And you're like, you can have it. And so
we get like 20 minutes from home, and you find out
that's only a half a cheesesteak.
it's only half a cheesesteak, not a whole cheesesteak.
I could have stopped anywhere and had a good meal.
No.
But then I'm like, well, I'm trying to lose weight, so I'm not going to eat it, even though I'm miserable right now. I open up the freezer and I see a paper wrapper in there.
Yeah.
And I said,
was
that
the
looks
cheesesteak.
like a cheesesteak. But then I took it out, and the cheese was the wrong color.
That's because
Yes, I know that.
I get my cheesesteaks the proper way.
Right. But I'm like, I don't recall them selling it like that. And it kind of, it says it was frozen because it was in the freezer.
Oh, you thought it was like something super old.
I thought it was some weird hamburger. And so
No.
I'm like, I'll eat this, but I'm not sure if I should be. And I ate it.
You're like, well, I might make it, I might not.
I did do that. And it was terrible.
Oh, man.
Whoa. So, Miss Pac Man.
Oh, yeah. So, what did you learn about Miss
So-
Pac-Man?
When they were looking for a sequel to Pac Man, they were going to make a game. They didn't really have a lot of time to make it. And so there was an arcade game that was a ripoff of Pac Man. It was like a Pac Man clone. Had different characters, that the character had legs, and they weren't like ghosts, they were something else. The company that owned Pac Man for the arcade, or that licensed Pac Man for the arcade, bought that game. Rather than suing them for ripping off Pac Man, they bought that game and put Miss Pac Man, made it Miss Pac Man. All they did was, everything else was pretty much the same. All they did was just change the sprites for Miss
my
Pac Man.
goodness.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Isn't that crazy?
That is totally crazy.
Same thing with like Mario Brothers. How Super Mario Brothers 2 was a different game in Japan. Which everybody knows. I don't need to talk about it. Everybody knows.
Everyone knows what's up.
Everybody knows. Oh no, your nose knows. There used to be a guy. Who did wrestling commentary back in the 80s. His name was Joe Pedicino, and they would say, Joe Pedicino knows. Yep. Somebody's messaging me. I wonder who it is. Work. Just to let you know, you're still fired. I don't want you to think that you're not. I mean, you know, we don't like...
I'm under the impression that you're trying to get your job back, but
But we're listening to you on Twitch, and we're like, not this time. No, not this time. No. So what's the deal? Why don't you eat stuff that you put in the freezer? Is it because you don't want to...
It's because, like, I think it's like, okay, I'm done with that. Like, okay, so...
It's so gluttonous.
What?
It's gluttonous.
It's total gluttonous. I know, I didn't say it was right. I just said it was gluttonous.
Whereas I'm not...
it's awful.
When I get hungry, I'll just eat until I am out of food.
Like, I don't know why. Like, okay, so I will get a meal and I will eat until I get full. And then it's like, okay, it doesn't taste the same, like, second time around. Like, and it's not the same as when you first get it.
It's really
And
rude.
so I'm like, okay, I think I just don't want that anymore.
It's really rude when it's something somebody made for you. Like when I worked at the restaurant, I would make you a special dinner.
I thought I did eat all that, though.
I don't know. I really die. Is there a way to continue?
All right, let me ask you.
Let me ask you, Alexa, what's the temperature?
1,000 million
Right
degrees.
now, it's 83 degrees Fahrenheit.
It's 83
Tonight,
degrees.
expect a low of 70 degrees.
Oh, that's not sleeping weather.
Alexa, can you murder people for
I
me?
missed something.
Okay.
Can you say it again?
Probably better that I don't.
Yeah.
I need to get some pop.
Oh,
It's,
yeah, me
it's
too.
really, really hot. Really hot. 92 degrees. So we want to put breaks in, but we don't know what we're gonna do yet. We might do some I gotta do some production to get some breaks in because
Yeah.
like right now, we've been on for about an hour, I think,
Yeah.
and I could probably use a break from talking. But that's okay. You know what else I want to do?
What else do you want to do?
I want to. Is this silly? I want to do Words with Friends, but I want to stream it.
Oh, that's super fun.
I think so.
Yeah, no, that's totally cool.
Let's stream everything.
Okay, I
Stream my
I
life.
got a burning question I must ask you.
Any fool could. Yes.
Okay. Is there anyone in the world? This is probably not a good time to ask this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway.
Oh no.
Is there anyone in this world that you like enough that you would leave your stuff to?
Oh wow. Of course I've thought about that. I mean, obviously. Boo.
I mean, like, you got to pick like one person, right?
That's
or
it.
or
Just
a
one
couple. No, I guess you could pick a couple of different people. But I mean, like, do you like that many people though? How is this gonna give you one?
Well, here's the thing. I don't have much stuff, so it wouldn't be that hard. I have thought about it in great detail. I would give all of my like album CDs and all that. I'd give all that to Brian because I don't think he would sell it.
I think that's a good choice.
I
yeah,
would
yeah,
give.
yeah.
I would. So all my anything nerdy would go to Brian.
Anything nerdy.
All of my rights to my work, to my music and everything, all that'd go to Dave.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
Well, I mean, that's all I have, honestly. What else? Because and then Dave and Matt, they could have my musical stuff and equipment and all that.
I was gonna say, yeah, because you got that stuff too.
You could have all my stuffed animals.
Yeah, I'll take every one of them.
And whatever's in the freezer.
Okay.
And then
so-
Dave can have all my drugs. Matt can have all my drugs. He loves drugs.
This Florida woman apparently did not like
And
anybody.
I give my cats to my parents. Go ahead, sorry.
Well, I'm asking because this Florida woman apparently didn't like anybody because she left her 2.5 million mansion inheritance to her 7 pet cats.
Aw.
Yeah. So these are like the most expensive cats right now. Is like they have this inheritance now.
Now I'd be I'd be really careful with that because some of those other cats are gonna be like, if I get rid of these cats, then it's all mine.
Right. It's like
it's
it's
like-
a cat frenzy. It's like
a cat insurance scheme, is what it is.
Then they start fighting like cats and dogs.
Or cats and cats, really.
Cats and cats. Yeah, yeah.
And I'd give Ashley my books, the ones I wrote, because she's the only one I know that bought them.
Oh, you know what? That's actually a really good idea. Oh, yeah.
Oh, good! I can't wait to die.
No.
Wait.
No.
I will say this. I asked a friend of mine one time if they were going to have kids, and they said, well, we're not doing anything not to have kids. That's me. I'm not doing anything not to die.
Living the healthiest life, but
Right. Okay. Oh, children. I also have like all these sounds that I got from work that were mine. Like I was meaning to set up a soundboard for the show so I could play stupid sound clips.
right, yeah.
But it's a little bit different. I think it's actually probably. Let's see here. Be careful, you're breathing right into the mic. Never ends. It never ends.
I know. I do that no matter where I go.
I would say like it's not as quite as formatted because we're just going from thing to thing, but I don't know. I think it sounds good. I'm very proud of everything I do. Oh, look at this. This is Burgertime for Atari 2600.
Oh my,
Yeah.
that looks different than the other one.
You think?
Much.
You think? I hate it when people say you think.
Yeah, I know. It's like no, just
I can't not say it though.
Yeah.
You think? Oh, that stupid hot dog.
that sounds.
He did.
I think I'm hungry because that hot dog sounded good.
Well, it doesn't really look like a hot dog unless you're like totally stoned. Yeah. Why? Who would you leave your stuff to? That hot dog. You don't know anybody.
I mean,
I unfriended your cousin's husband.
you did what?
I unfriended your cousin's husband.
Oh,
'Cause he called-
Cause why?
'Cause why? 'Cause I was out with a friend to go see a wrestling show.
Oh.
I was out with a friend, and he says, "Tell your better half I said hi." And I don't like when people say that. I don't like that better half thing. It's just I don't like it. It's so disingenuous.
Right.
And so I said, "All right, Anthony." He's the guy I was with. I said, "All right, Anthony. This dude says hi." And he wrote me an email. "Oh man, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that you and Holly were the thing, and you were with somebody else." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm really with Anthony Joseph. You're an idiot. You're a total idiot." So you know what? Instead of oh man, what a nightmare! Instead of
writing him back, you just blocked him.
No. I wrote him back, but then I changed my name to make it look like I had married a dude.
Oh no!
On Facebook.
You have to. Why do you always have to do things like that?
And that's what I didn't do with the radio. But
And that's what you didn't do. So what's the lesson you learned here? Just do it.
Have fun.
Have fun.
Have fun,
There
and
go.
don't worry about it because they're gonna screw you anyway, no matter what.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, okay.
I love this game, really do. I used to not like it at all. Oh, I'm playing Food Fight next. I could play Food Fight for 20 years.
Okay, I'll time you. I'll be back. I'll get you tomorrow.
Oh man, I hate to open a new app already though.
Oh, so who would I leave my stuff to? So, what stuff do I have?
Nothing.
I mean, I have like stuffed animals.
You have endless bottles of garbage in your room.
I have endless garbage. Yes.
Every time on the radio you got mad because I said there's plastic bottles on your bed. You're
Yeah.
like, I don't want
no,
people to know
totally
that.
did. I totally
What are you
did.
talking
Yeah.
about? You know what?
What?
You think DoorDash does better at night?
There's hot times. Like there's times where it's like really, really busy.
Yeah.
And yeah, like around dinner time. It's
No, I meant
really
like
busy.
9.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Because like I'd be the only one doing it,
Right.
and I probably would only get moderately killed.
I don't think you'd get killed in our area. I think you'd be all right.
What if I did the killing?
No, don't.
Okay, you want to do what you would do then? What would you do? Who would you give it to?
Oh. So my stuffed animals, I would give to. Man, I don't really.
There's nobody. That's my saddest
I don't
thing.
really like. No, who do I know that would like stuffed animals?
That's the saddest thing too. It's like stuff you really care about. It would be really hard because there's nobody that would really appreciate it as much.
Right.
Selected software is missing. That's
I mean, I have like some Disney figurines and stuff.
You said you were
like-
going to throw them away, if I recall correctly.
I didn't say I was
You
gonna
said-
throw them away.
You did. You said they're done. How do I pick a game? No. All right.
Okay. Let's talk about the drones.
What about the drones?
Did you see the drone that saved the people in the sinkhole?
No, I'll tell you what. Let us take a little break, and then we'll do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna put on some on-break music,
Okay.
and then just take a little break. I need a break.
Okay.
Such thing as the Kokomo. There's no 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 break is over. Hope you enjoyed the music. I know I most certainly did.
I did. It was actually that was really cool.
All those songs are unreleased.
They're released now.
Well, actually, technically, you're right. Now they are copyrighted because they've been-
Right.
I'm putting on Food Fight. This is my absolute favorite game on the Atari 7800. We had this game when I was growing up. My brother had it, and it was great. The only thing that wasn't great about it was that his manager at Roy Rogers, where he worked, his name was Neil, asked to borrow a bunch of 7800 games. This one, Donkey Kong Jr., and he kept them and left.
No.
And at that point, they weren't easy to find because they stopped making them. So.
Right.
Because Jody had this idea. Jody thought he wanted to be loyal, because we're a loyal brother. He wanted to be loyal to Atari. So he didn't want to get Nintendo. So he got the new Atari instead.
Right.
And to be honest, the games are nowhere near as good as the Nintendo games. This game's really good. It's an arcade. Another one's arcade one. I put it on novice so that I could just kind of talk and play through. Okay. All right. So what do you got?
So what do you do when you're in a parking lot and you hear a horn keep going off? Do you look for the car? Make sure everyone's okay?
No, never. I've never ever thought of doing that. I usually am like, shut up already, enough already.
I know.
Yeah, the baby kitty is up on the guitar amp with Yum Yum. Well, he's trying to get away. That's why he's so high up there.
So, somebody heard a car horn that just would not stop going off.
Was it a dog? Was it a dog?
No.
Oh.
And
dog?
so they found the car was upside down in a sinkhole.
Oh my.
And there was a couple.
I just felt
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. I can laugh because you're okay. There was a couple in the car.
Sure, that's why you're laughing. Okay.
They got saved by a drone.
How'd that happen?
The drone, I don't know if it was a drone or maybe it was a UFO. And then they got abducted.
But then they wouldn't be able to.
No. Depends on if it's better over there.
How did it save them though? It pulled them out with big tractor beams?
I said with that, and I put it down over it, and it's a car in the hole. Yeah. It was sunk 6 feet down in a massive sinkhole, and there were two people, a man and a woman, who were trapped in the car upside down. Submerged in water with a breathing room.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah,
Where's
yeah,
that?
Totally. Adams County.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
How are you holding up tired-wise?
I'm getting tired.
Me too. You want to call it quits?
No, I want to do
wanna do-
something else. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm
Alright,
thinking...
so we got the drone, right? We did the drone.
Yeah. Well, we got TikTok, but we could probably save that.
Let's see TikTok, and we'll do this last one I had on my list, because I'm kind of excited about this.
Okay.
Okay.
I just got really tired. I haven't been sleeping well because I've been so confused about it.
No, I know.
There's a trick to this game. A little trick I like.
Is it eating all the food?
No, you don't want to eat. You eat the ice cream.
Wait, you only eat the ice cream?
Yeah, the other ones are just for other people. At the end, you want to grab a piece of food or whatever before you get the ice cream cone, and then you'll start with it on the next level. See, I got a banana right now.
Yeah.
I would eat the ice cream cone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really racist.
Maybe. Alright.
Okay. So, there's this baseball game called Macon Bacon, right?
Okay.
And it's in Macon, Georgia. You remember Macon, Georgia, right?
Yeah. We were there when we went to see our we went to the Florida Walk.
Yeah.
We had
I think you're right. Yeah. So anyway.
He's nuts.
baseball team, Macon Bacon, because they're in Macon, Georgia, so it makes sense.
The name of the team is Macon Bacon.
The team is called the Macon Bacon. And
Most sports teams aren't named after like just like parts of animals. You know, they're really named after the animal. You know,
Right.
not just parts. Like the Baltimore Orioles.
Bacon pigs.
Well, yeah, it's the Baltimore Orioles, not the Baltimore Beaks.
An advocacy group that promotes plant-based food is wanting them to change their name because it glorifies bacon.
Oh, I did see that story. Sure. Is it PETA?
It's called PCRM.
PCRM. National Regional Medical Hospital. Is that what they're called?
No, that's not regional. No, that's PCRM.
Oh, it's very the same, basically the same thing.
They want to make the world a better place for people and animals. And they have determined consuming just 50 grams of protein daily, which equals to a few slices of bacon will reduce cancer.
Well,
So,
you gotta go sometime.
next time you think about
Sure,
baseball, think about bacon.
sure, the poison water and the poison air. That's gonna be fine.
But this baseball team got to go.
What do they wanna
Got
change
to
it to?
change your name. I don't really think they care, honestly.
How about the Macon Bacon? Well, like, but they're baking instead.
Macon Bacon tweeted out, "We have released the following statement regarding the Macon Bacon team name. Bacon yesterday, bacon today, bacon tomorrow, bacon forever."
Let's see.
And then they hashtag Joke Grease.
Oh, no. Alright, they should totally change. They're horrible. They're the worst
Are they
people.
really? Are they the worst
They're
team
the
ever?
worst people ever. I put them in radio programs. They're the worst people I've met.
So, what are you naming them?
They're from Macon.
Yeah.
The Macon. Well, they don't have to rhyme. Most sports teams don't rhyme. It's not like the Vicksburg. You know what I mean? Philadelphia's. No, it certainly does not need to rhyme. Most sports teams don't. I don't know why they would have to rhyme. They call it the Macon Bearcats or something.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Oh, I do have. I do have one I want to share with you. Before we go.
Okay.
You have any more left?
I think that's
You expected me to have something funny for Macon. I'm sorry. I'm just. I got up way too early.
How early did you get up? How much sleep did you get?
Oh, that's. I don't know. I don't know when I went to sleep.
I got up 5. I got up and I hung out. Well, it was a little after 5, and then I hung out, and then I was like, you know what? Like, I need an energy drink, and we need some breakfast and coffee. So the grocery store opened at 6.
Let me ask you this,
Yeah.
because I got a question here.
Okay.
Pause that game. What did you say to me this morning, and what time was it?
It was at like 6 in the morning.
Because I know whatever I said did not answer whatever question you asked.
I know, you were like, oh. I was like, okay, well, I don't think he's getting up.
What did you ask me?
I said, I was actually trying to be really sweet. I was like, huh, and I was like, there's breakfast. I'm like, breakfast in bed. And you were like, oh. I was like, okay.
I thought you said, where's breakfast or something. Oh, the baby kitten is sleeping in a wire bag.
Is she?
Yes. Yum Yum's on the amp, and she's above him in the wire bag. Oh.
You want to take a picture?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. Because then I woke up, and I was super confused, because my pizza was moved.
No, that was my pizza.
No. Is this a flash?
I think the flash is automatic. Oh yeah, so the grocery store opened at 6. So I was like, okay, well I'll just go to the grocery store, and because now I don't have to be to work super early. I don't have to be to work till 8. So I was like, well, I'll go to the store at 6 and come home and make breakfast, and it'd be like a whole thing. We can have breakfast together, and then I'll go to work. And yeah, you were very sleepy.
Yeah, because I kind of had like a vague feeling that you asked me something. Then I woke up, and the pizza from last night was sitting right here where the cat usually sits.
Oh,
And so
that is super cute, by the way.
isn't that cute?
It's adorable.
But he sent it to me.
Yeah, well.
But my pizza was moved, and your pizza was gone. So I didn't know. I thought maybe it was an alternate reality where I woke up and my pizza moved. But it wasn't. It wasn't. It was just you wanted morning pizza. Is all it was.
Yeah, well, I was like, I'm gonna take pizza. I knew I wasn't gonna take lunch at work today because I had to leave early, and I was like, there's no sense in me really taking lunch when I have to leave like half an hour after lunch anyway. So I'm like, I'm gonna take my leftover pizza and then just eat it real quick, and that's gonna be my lunch. So I got my pizza, my leftover pizza, and I did just that. And it took me 2 minutes, and I ate a slice of pizza.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Right. Oh, you had one more thing for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to pull up this TikTok video real quick.
Okay.
I sent it to you, and I think that it is this one. I want to get your take on it. I'm not gonna play the video because I don't know the legality of that, like playing a video over the stream.
Oh,
so
right,
I'll play
right,
the
right,
audio.
right.
I
Okay.
think that's probably okay.
Yeah.
So I just woke up and I saw this question. I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for it, but...
The question says, which dinosaur do you think is overrated?
Oh.
This is what she says.
So I just woke up and I saw this question. I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for it, but which dinosaur do you think is overrated? I don't actually believe that dinosaurs ever existed.
Don't eat that.
I mean, no one alive has ever seen a dinosaur because they're extinct or they just never existed. To me, this is just as hypothetical as a theory.
This is amazing. You're gonna color a dinosaur.
I am. Did you get the question?
I kind of got sidetracked by the cat.
I know you did. Just admit it. Oh, wait, you did.
I did admit it.
Hold on.
I know she said, which dinosaur is overrated?
No, she didn't. That's what the
So I
question
just woke up and I saw this
That's what the question was. Not the... Hang on, color dinosaur. I need to be paused for a second. Reset. Okay.
question. I'm probably gonna. So I just woke up and I saw this question. I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for it, but which dinosaur do you think is overrated? I don't actually believe that dinosaurs ever existed. I mean, no one alive has ever seen a dinosaur because they're extinct or they just never existed. To me, this is just as hypothetical as a theory.
Okay, that's it.
Except for the fact that we have fossils and like the skeletons, and that's kind of how we run our cars and stuff too. Like,
Dinosaur skeletons?
no, the breaking down the bodies of the dinosaurs or something.
Oil.
Oil, yeah.
You know what they call them, don't you?
What?
Fossil fuels.
Right. So, yeah,
Okay, pick a dinosaur for me. Which one should I color? Which one do you out of these ones? Out of these ones, which one do you think is overrated?
I'm going with second line all the way to the right.
That weirdo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally.
So what dinosaur do you think is overrated? That's the question.
I think the T-Rex. What? Totally overrated. When you think of a dinosaur, you think of the T-Rex. Always. Oh, everyone always. It's either like a T-Rex or a Velociraptor. Can anyone else name any other dinosaur ever?
Here's the thing. I think it's Velociraptor, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because whenever they made that movie, they didn't watch out with the mic. It's going to be crinkly and everything. they made the dinosaurs. Velociraptors are not as big as they were in the book and movie, as physically as big, as large.
Yeah.
They're 6 foot, but that's from tail to head. So unless he's standing up on his tail, he's not 6 foot tall. He's actually more like the size of, as they say in the movie, a big turkey.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It's the ovum raptor that is the is an Ohio raptor and the Washington raptors that was the so they named it wrong. So I think that Velociraptor is really, yeah, I guess they're fast, but they're not exactly as scary as they made them out to be in the movie. So I would say Velociraptor are pretty overrated.
Yeah, I think you're right. But you know, T-Rex though, it's like they're like it's the face of like everything. Like
Of everything in the world?
yeah, no, like on all the merchandise and like just everything, it's like, oh, it's a T-Rex. Oh, it's a T-Rex. Oh,
Yeah.
it's another T-Rex.
Yeah,
Like,
it's pretty cool though.
yeah, they're super scary. I mean, like you're not gonna survive, obviously.
I'm not.
If you encounter a T-Rex. I mean, but I don't think it needs to be like the face of a of a species. I would pick the Triceratops because that's my favorite dinosaur.
Triceratops is your favorite?
Triceratops is my
I
favorite.
thought you liked the Stegosaurus.
Is that the one with the big ball on his head?
No, that's the Pachycephalosaur.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. You said the Ankylosaurus or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one with the spikes on his back,
Yeah,
right?
I like that one.
Yeah.
My dinosaur.
I like that one too.
This car dinosaur. Well, I mean,
What are you doing?
I don't know why the background got all weird.
It's like it was like Christmas.
Yeah, but like, oh, there it goes. It's working. It had to take a second to build. There we go. All right.
This cat is being very catty.
Well, she is a cat. So, what do you think?
So, I don't know. I feel a little crushed because, like, I don't know how to make you feel better.
Oh, well.
And, like, you know, you certainly don't deserve what's happening. So, it's just.
So weird.
It's just, it's a tough time. It's not easy.
Good thing it's not like my birthday next week or anything.
Yeah, it's your birthday next week, too. Like, it's all happy birthday for your birthday. So, yeah, thanks, company.
Look, I'm glad that their response was so insane because now I'm like, well, okay, they're just insane.
They've lost their minds. Like, they're just, yeah. Absolutely crazy.
I can't get to this guy's arm. There it is. Oh, I think I did a pretty good job carving this. I don't like his belly looking like that. Probably should make his belly.
You want to say hi? He wants to say hi.
Who does?
The cat.
Hey, why are you not working?
Your dinosaur is pretty cool looking.
Yeah, but believe it or not, being that this is the only thing you do in this game, it doesn't work that well. Because, like, look how his, like, stomach's all weird.
Yeah, what's up with that? He's got a stripe on his belly.
I know. And then, like, a little line of red on his tail. I'm not going to leave until I finish this.
Do you know how to color?
I used to have, there was a,
Do you know how to color?
this is a story. There used to be a video game system, and it was an art program. It was a whole system.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And we got it at Toys R Us on, like, clearance. And, man, did it suck.
Really?
Yeah. The controller didn't work right.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's the worst when it's like something fun like that. And it's something that's like creative, and then like you go to do it. Like I tried to do like cross stitching one time, and I had this really cute like frog that I was gonna make. And I'm like, I think I got like 2 stitches done, and I was like, yeah, I don't know how to do this, and I just gave up on my frog. That was me trying to relate. Sorry.
I'm trying really. It's funny. Of all the games, it's this one that I'm most intense about.
You really are. He's kind of like back at the beginning. You need to like.
There, he's done.
But isn't that what he looked like to begin with?
No, he was black and white.
Oh.
All right, we're gonna. I think he's. You want me to do the belly different color?
Yeah. Give him some color.
There's really not many colors to choose from, though. There's like blue and red.
There,
and
that's good.
I wonder if like.
See, I told you.
Why did they make it sound like I did a terrible job, though? Didn't it sound like you're awful? All right, well.
You know what, though? We'll be back tomorrow.
Yes. Find me online, jaredmorris.com, and don't go to my Facebook because it's temporarily closed because I'm screwing with people because I need to do something to stay sane.
And you can find me on Facebook, too.
Until next time.